Alright, hello everyone. We're back with another video. And hopefully this is going to help you. Now we're going to be concerning ourselves with the international copyright. Actually, it's a common law copyright. Now, if you've looked into copyrighting your name, if you wanted to call it a name, but you might have found that the government tells you that you can't do it. They say that you can register your copyright and pay $2,000 or $3,000, and then maybe they can do something. However, that's bullshit. Okay, and that's the kind of stuff that they use to turn you off, turn you away, and stop you from using the common law. Now, the common law is what's used for international business. So it's part of commercial law. In other words, commercial law is based on common law. And that's because everybody in the world that does business has to sign on to the UCC, which is the Uniform Commercial Code. Now, the court systems and lawyers and everybody else will tell you that the UCC is useless. But that's where you're wrong. If you listen to these people, you're going to give up your rights. So we don't want you to do that. Now, the copyright claim is one of your most underutilized rights. Now, you might say, well, okay, what good is a copyright of my name? Well, basically, you can use it to protect yourself. If you have bill collectors hounding you, if you have this copyright in place, you can send them a letter that says, cease and desist, and tell them that they are violating your copyrighted protected property. And if they don't stop, they're going to be charged with a copyright fee. Now, in this case, in this particular document, let's see here. What do we have in here for the total amounts? I think it's 50, yeah. Any usage incurred will be $15,000 in silver coins, convertible at the legal lawful ratio. Now, what you need to understand is that when you go to, say, a coin store, and you want to buy a silver dollar, or let's say a silver eagle, which is 1 ounce of silver. That will cost you $24 to $28 to $30 to buy that particular coin. So now, if you have to pay a copyright fee of 15,000 of those silver dollars, well, that comes up to about 375,000 of the Federal Reserve notes that you have in your pocket. Now, do you think that might be a deterrent? Well, I'll tell you, it is for these big companies. They're corporations. If they get in a problem money-wise, you can shut their corporation down. And all because of a little piece of paper. All right, now how would you do that? Well, let's just say you got a bill collector coming after you for your car, for instance. Well, you do the same thing. You send them a notice telling them that the copyright's in place and they have to cease and desist from using your copyrighted property. Now, one letter from one of these companies usually has your name on it in up to 4 places. Now that's a copyright fee of 15,000 silver eagles per usage in the document. So you multiply everything in there times however many times they put your name in there. Now you send them, if you send it to them and then you get another bill, or they call you on the phone and mention your name, anything like that, they're violating your copyright. So the simple thing to do is to send them a letter. Now this is what the IRS does when they come and take your house. They send a letter. The first one says very nicely, "Oh, you used my copyrighted property in correspondence that you sent me on," and then you get the date that you got this letter, and you say, "This is a violation of my copyright, and you did it so many times, so you owe me, let's just say 375,000 for one time, okay? So you owe me that. I expect payment to be made by the end of the month. And if not, then you will be charged late fees and so forth. You can add this rate up. You can stack them up. Let's put it this way. By the time you're done, that company that's looking for your car payments is going to owe you more than that car is worth. Now you say, "Oh, they're never going to go along with this." Of course they're not. They're not. They're just going to ignore everything that you send to them. Now, if you just sit there and get a letter back from them saying, "No, you can't do that, and you go away and you forget about it, then what happens? That means that you lost, but you didn't really lose, you gave up. You don't want to give up. You want to be like a bulldog. You want to be like a pit bull going after these people. And you got to do it the same way that the IRS does when they're coming after you. So that means you got to send out about 6 of these letters. What you're trying to do is to build up evidence. Okay? Now, what I would usually do is I would send out the first notice, excuse me, and then if I got any more correspondence from them, I would send them an invoice for the fees, the copyright fees. Now they'll ignore it, but that's okay. Because now you give them 5 days to pay. If they don't pay, you send another one. And you're going to do that maybe 5 times. But you're not going to stop there, though. After you send out the second one to them, now you do what is called an international commercial claim. Now this thing is set up to do the same job that your invoices and your copyright are doing, but it's much more severe, and what it is you're taking them to court. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to go have a trial with a judge. No. In commerce, you send them an international commercial claim, and that claim will turn into a lien, a commercial lien on that bank or whatever company it is that's looking for money. And again, you have to send out like 3 of those. And then you can actually place a lien on the company. And you immediately, once you do that, make it so that they can't borrow money. In other words, there's a company called Dun & Bradstreet, which you can go onto the internet and you can check out any company that you're dealing with. Dun & Bradstreet keeps a record of all of their financial mishaps and so forth. So, when you do that with them, you cause them big trouble, because now anybody that the bank wants to borrow money from, like another bank or something like that, they check out those credit ratings, and if it's not 5-star, they can't borrow money. If they can't borrow money, they can't lend it to you. Effectively, you're putting them out of business. Now you say to yourself, well, how can I do that? I'm just little Joe from Kokomo. I don't know nothing. I don't have any power. I don't have any high-class attorneys behind me to do any of this work. You're going to do it on your own. You don't need attorneys. These things speak for themselves. Now, you're going to say, well, how do I get a hold of these documents? Well, fortunately for you, I've been doing this and collecting documents, books, papers, affidavits, and all kinds of shit like that in commercial law for the last 12 years. Now, you could go out onto the internet and get all of this stuff, but you don't know what to look for, you don't know where to find it, and it's almost impossible. It's going to take you 12 years to get it all. Well, I sell it through my website for $30 for everything. Anything that you want to do in commercial law, there's something in there about it to help you. Okay, so that tells you where you can get it, and if you want to know where to get it, just email me and I'll send you instructions on how to get it. All right, let's get back to this document. And Let me see, how do I get this thing to move up here? Oops. Oops. Can't, oh, there it is. Over here. All right. So once you get this document, excuse me, you got to read the whole thing, word for word. I don't know how many people have sent me one of these things that they got ready, and it has all my stuff on it. They didn't change anything. They just sent it out and tried to use it. Well, that's crazy. I mean, first of all, you look up here where my cursor is, and you see right here, it says Joe Randall Doe. Well, you got to change that. You got to change that to your name. And then here, you got to put your address in there. Let me see if I can turn this thing red. Yeah, okay. So you can do that. You can change. Oh, I'm going to change that back to black because I wanted to change the highlight, but okay, black. All right. Then after you get your address in there, you change non-domestic. Well, you don't have to change that. You leave all this stuff here from here to there, right here. You can just change your address and name, and you're done with that. Now, right here in this area, this is for wherever you are going to register your document at. Now, you can go down to your county registry, and usually in the real estate registry of deeds, and you can file this paper in the public records. Now, they're cracking down on this stuff, and they're stopping you from your legally protected right to put this kind of paperwork into the public record. They are breaking the law, but they're doing it anyway, and until one of us people out here sues them, they're going to keep doing it. So they'll tell you that you can't put this stuff in there. So that leaves you with one choice. You can put it on my website, where I maintain a registry for all these kind of documents for commerce. And I charge $2 per page for every document. That means if you've got 6 pages in your PDF file, it's going to cost you $12 to put it in there. And then that's good for a year, and after the year you got to pay 50% of what you originally paid once a year after that. All right, now, like I said, I want you to read everything. All right, so here, the artwork, John Randall Doe, right here. You're going to put your name in there, and if you notice, these are all in caps. So you can put your name in there, all in caps. Now, and that goes anywhere except for right here. You can leave this one alone, but you come over here and living man. Well, if you're a woman, you put living woman. Okay, and you will do that all throughout the document. Now you can use Word like I've got here, and you can have it look for all the things for the word man. and you can change them all without really having to read the whole thing. You can do it like that. You want to, it's like under search and replace. You can do that. Now you've got to read everything. Don't forget everything. Now, any place where you see John Randall Doe, you got to put your name in there, just like it is right here. If it's in lowercase right here, you put yours in there in lowercase. It couldn't be any simpler. Excuse me. So you can go down through the whole document like that, and now you can go here and you can look up these things and set your own limits for fees and so forth and so on, and you can do that right here. You don't have to worry about being a secure party creditor to do this stuff here. As a matter of fact, most things in commerce, you don't have to be a secure party creditor. So if you're looking around and somebody's trying to charge you $5,000 to make you a secure party creditor, save all your money, because that $30 that I told you I charge for all my documents, it tells you right in there how to do the secure party creditor documents and what to do with them, who to send them to, the whole deal. So don't waste your money. All right. Now, okay, we're still looking at name changes here. Yep. I think we're pretty much done with this. Now, down here, you know, same thing. You're going to want to put your Grafton County. You're going to put your county in there and everything else. And you want this signed by you. You accepted it. You want to fill in the date and everything else. You want to have a notary sign this. And, I think, yeah, we're at the bottom. You want this to be notarized. And don't worry about sending this document out to anybody. You can put it on my website. Once it's there, it's good to go. And you can use it to save all of your commercial problems. Now, believe me, there's a ton of shit that these things are good for. You know, anybody that's coming after you, they put your name on anything, you just tell them about it and charge them. The same thing with, you have the credit reporting companies. They might be reporting your credit as no good. Well, you can stop that. You can just inform them that they are using your copyrighted protected property and for them to cease and desist. And you stipulate it by saying to them, if you are putting anything negative into that paperwork or into your report, they are not to use your copyrighted property. If they're going to put good information in there, that's fine. No copyright fee. So that can save you ass. That's all we got for this video. I am going to sign off now and say thank you for listening. And do me a favor and click your like button and subscribe to these videos, because I got a lot of good ones coming up. Some of them don't have anything to do with commercial law, but you'll find them interesting anyway. Okay, so thank you for listening, and bye-bye.